Hello everyone and welcome to channel Bruce Lee Bhalo, where I share with you the best of martial arts and cinema. If you are new here, please consider subscribing and hitting the bell icon to get notified of my latest videos. Today, we are going to explore the top 10 Bruce Lee moments of all time. Bruce Lee is the most legendary martial artist and actor who ever lived. He inspired millions of people with his skills, charisma, and philosophy. He also starred in some of the most iconic movies and scenes in the history of cinema. So, without further ado, let's get started with the countdown. Number 10. Ice Factory Fight, The Big Boss 1971. This is the scene where Bruce Lee unleashes his fury for the first time in his first major film. He fights against a group of thugs who work for a drug lord in an ice factory. He uses his fists, feet, and even ice blocks as weapons. He also breaks the arm of one of his opponents in a brutal way. This scene showcases his speed, power, and intensity. Number 9. Nunchaku Duel, Way of the Dragon 1972. This is the scene where Bruce Lee faces off against his real-life friend and student, Chuck Norris, in the Coliseum in Rome. They both use nunchucks, a traditional Okinawan weapon, to demonstrate their skills. Bruce Lee shows his mastery of the nunchucks by spinning, swinging, and striking them with precision and flair. He also disarms Chuck Norris and breaks his nunchucks in half. Number 8. Hall of Mirrors, Enter the Dragon 1973. This is the scene where Bruce Lee confronts the main villain, Han, in his secret lair. Han wears a metal claw on his hand and tries to ambush Bruce Lee in a hall of mirrors. Bruce Lee uses his senses and intuition to locate and fight Han. He also smashes some of the mirrors to reveal Han's hiding places. He finally defeats Han by impaling him with his own claw. Number 7. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, Game of Death 1978. This is the scene where Bruce Lee faces the tallest and strongest opponent in his unfinished film, Game of Death. He fights against Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, a basketball legend and one of his students. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar has a huge advantage in height and reach, but Bruce Lee uses his agility and technique to overcome him. He also exploits Kareem Abdul-Jabbar's weakness to sunlight by opening the windows. Number 6. Revenge, Enter the Dragon 1973. This is the scene where Bruce Lee avenges the death of his sister, who was killed by one of Han's henchmen, O'Hara. He challenges O'Hara to a one-on-one fight in front of a large crowd. He dominates O'Hara with his superior skills and speed. He also breaks O'Hara's bottle and uses it to cut his chest. He finishes him off by kicking him into a pile of broken glass. Number 5. Petrov, Fist of Fury 1971. This is the scene where Bruce Lee fights against Petrov, a Russian martial artist who works for the Japanese. Petrov is a formidable fighter who can withstand Bruce Lee's punches and kicks. He also tries to choke Bruce Lee with his belt. However, Bruce Lee manages to break free and knock out Petrov with a powerful punch to the throat. Number 4. No Respect, Fist of Fury 1971. This is the scene where Bruce Lee stands up against the Japanese who insult and humiliate the Chinese. He goes to the Japanese dojo and challenges them to a fight. He defeats them all with ease and style. He also breaks their sign that says, "Sick Men of Asia," and makes them eat it. He then escapes by jumping over the wall. Number 3. Chuck Norris, Way of the Dragon 1972. This is the scene where Bruce Lee faces his toughest opponent in his career, Chuck Norris, the world karate champion. They fight in the Coliseum in Rome, with a cat and a mouse as witnesses. They exchange blows and kicks, testing each other's strength and skill. Bruce Lee eventually gains the upper hand and kills Chuck Norris with a chokehold. He then pays respect to his fallen foe by covering him with his jacket. Number 2. 1-Inch Punch, Enter the Dragon 1973. This is the scene where Bruce Lee demonstrates his famous 1-inch punch to a British officer. He asks him to hold a wooden board in front of his chest. He then punches the board with his fist from a distance of 1 inch, breaking it in half. He also sends the officer flying backwards, knocking over a chair. He then smiles and says, "Boards don't hit back." Number 1. Nunchucks, Enter the Dragon 1973. This is the scene where Bruce Lee uses his signature weapon, the nunchucks, to fight against a group of Han's guards. He swings and spins the nunchucks with incredible speed and accuracy, hitting and knocking out his enemies. He also uses the nunchucks to deflect and catch a flying dart. He then throws the dart back at the guard who threw it, hitting him in the forehead. And that's it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed watching the top 10 Bruce Lee moments of all time. If you did, please give this video a thumbs up and leave a comment below. Which is your favorite Bruce Lee moment? Let me know in the comments. Also, don't forget to subscribe to my channel, and hit the bell icon, to get notified of my future videos. I upload new videos every day, so stay tuned for more awesome content. Thank you for watching and see you next time. Bye.